Good morning, everyone. Have you ever thought about what happens to the food that is produced but not sold by the farmers? According to the UN Food and Agriculture Organizations, global food waste on farms amounts to 1.2 billion tons per year, approximately 15.3% of the food produced globally, and this is largely driven by overproduction. This means that farmers are producing more than what is needed, resulting in an excess of products being thrown away. This practice not only leads to financial losses for farmers, but also has a huge impact on the environment and global food security. Food waste alone generates around 9% of the GHG emissions. Over the course of 7 months, we dedicated ourselves to create a project that frames this problem at a smaller scale, the household level. But why? The COVID-19 pandemic has sparked an increased interest in home gardening, which could help address the issue of global food waste. In fact, individuals, by growing their own products, can reduce their reliance on the global food system and contribute to a more sustainable future. In addition, practices such as several waste collection, as mandated by regional laws, like the one in Padova, could help divert the organic waste from landfills and thus reduce the GHG emissions associated with food waste. Moreover, in today's fast-paced and technology-driven world, we are losing our sense of community. In fact, we see that we are more likely to interact through screens than in face-to-face interactions. According to the Journal of Public Health, social participation has decreased among adults in Italy after the pandemic, and this has a negative impact on both individual well-being and societal stability. Therefore, it is crucial to make an effort to connect in more meaningful ways and work towards rebuilding a sense of community. We found out that farming has a huge potential on strengthening community ties just by sharing the veggies that vendors produce. But I can talk for months, but I want to let these people tell you how they feel about it.
Ecco, io sono un medio produttore di zuccheri e allora siccome che ne abbiamo anche di zucchero, allora sei contento perché accontenti diverse gente che così ti aiuta anche a crescere le amicizie e più i rapporti.
These people are caring towards the land they use and people in their community, and they enjoy spending their time growing healthy products rather than getting those from supermarket or other sources. And during the development of the project, we wanted to empower people like this. And this is where our project was born from, Vimini. In fact, Vimini presents itself as a tool to reallocate the excess of harvest through easy access to locally grown products and enables the sharing of food, which in turn is a strong boost to human relationship building and community development. But let's say that also the name is meant to intertwine and combine the union of these two concepts. Just like the wicker that is produced by natural willow fibers that are intertwined together to produce a lot of different shapes of bedding. But how has Vimini been developed? As you can see, Vimini is a touchpoint between people, and there are different types of users that can interact. With sellers, we mean people that have the possibility to grow products in their yard, backyard, or balcony, or garden, and are willing to sell or share it. With buyers, we define the crowd that prefers purchasing locally grown fruits and vegetables rather than getting that from different sources. All these exchanges will happen in person, so outside of the platform. And as you can see, sellers also have the possibility to give the excess they have to charity institutions. And highlight is the fact that every Vimini user will be able to see other users within 70 kilometers from their location, so that kilometer zero compliance is ensured. Let's say that this structure, but also the type of users that we consider, come from a legal feasibility study that we carried out with professors from Università di Padova, like Valeria Paganizza, because compliance with European laws, in particular the white paper on food and safety, but also Italian tax laws, needs to be ensured. Sorry. Basically, we want Vimini, and we are committed to develop a comprehensive platform that promotes the gardening hobby, but also its monetization, thanks to the inclusion of additional educational material in various forms. So, courses, a blog that is both Vimini-fed and users-fed, a podcast, and in-presence events. Finally, given the features of the market where Vimini will operate, we wanted to serve our community following the one-stop shop idea for the new buyers of gardening. This means they can be part of the social impact of Vimini by purchasing local products. They can learn from the material we provide, but also they can obtain tools and seed directly within Vimini, thanks to an internal marketplace with partner companies.
Our international team of 11 people gave us the possibility to understand and analyze the issue from different points of view. This is because we come from various countries of the world, taking with us different backgrounds and different cultures, and uniting them into our work. Moreover, thanks to our multidisciplinary education, we have pondered each step of the structure in depth. So, our united efforts are going to create Vimini, a project that aims to solve 3 of the Sustainable Development Goals set by the United Nations. We're talking about increasing the access to locally grown products, thanks to a fostered sense of belonging to a community of people, and we're going to target the reduction of food waste and the reallocation of food surplus. To do so in the most effective way possible, we have planned partnerships with political institutions like Comune di Padova, but also those who, like us, are actively working in the field. For example, city parks like Campo di Girasoli, but also farms like Botanima and many more. We aim to start from the area of Padova city, but also from Veneto region, and in fact, we already have done some research in order to better understand how much the problem is felt. Our survey had around 200 respondents and gave us the possibility to understand the interest in local food purchases. During this, we identified 2 possible users for our platform. Those who have a higher income and are already interested in buying organic food, harvesting in the area they live in, that would usually go buying grocery in markets. Then we also understand that those who have a lower income would actually be interested in buying organic food if they had the possibility of finding some cheaper options on the market than the one they find on the supermarkets. Talking about competition, we're going to move with a blue ocean strategy in Italy. This means that we have no other competitors besides right near me. It was called like this, and it focused on overproduction and food waste at the household level. No one else, actually at the moment, is working on a C2C level.
The most important part of our project is website and application development. Website and application are the core of our business model that will enable us to host our potential users and to create the community this project envisions. We also plan to invest in advertisement and promotion. We want to advertise and promote in the beginning stages, in development stages, so that everything is ready for the spring and summer of the first year. For the initial investment, we require funds in the amount of 95,000 euros. In the business plan we created, we put combined investor funds and startup loans in amount of 45 and 50,000 euros respectively. We estimate that the development phase will last for 4 months. After the development phase, we are ready for our first users, both sellers and buyers. Revenue is generated from subscriptions paid by different tiers of sellers and buyers. They are separated into tiers based on different features of the platform they will be able to use. We estimate that we will reach 1,800 users paying subscription in the third year, with more than 17,000 users over 3 years overall. We also estimate that our revenues, cumulative revenues for 3 years, are going to be 200,000 euros. Our project has low variable costs that are mostly related to gift boxes and promotional material. Our cost structure is mostly composed of operating fixed costs. We estimate that our project can take advantage of economies of scale in the first 3 years of the project. For the profitability, it depends on the type of funding. If our project receives funds from the investor without any interest payments, our project can be profitable in 2 years. If we combine startup loan with investor funds, our project is profitable in 3 years. Thank you.
Okay. We will now begin the question and answer session. Only judges may ask questions. Please raise your hand. Okay.
So, hello guys. How do you sustain, let's say, the subscription? I mean, how do you sustain the income in your business plan?
Okay, so we created different types. So you saw basic sellers, advanced sellers, and basic buyers. We tried to estimate the percentage of people that would pay it in a month, 2 or 3, and that would probably pay annual subscription. So for example, if somebody is advanced seller, wants to sell more, it has more incentive to pay subscriptions more often to be able to sell his products. If, for example, you have this as a hobby and want to sell when you have something, you'll probably pay 1 month, 2 month subscription. And we focus on the different tiers of buyers and sellers for different types, annual or monthly subscriptions. For the sustaining this increase in number of users that are paying subscription is not that big, because in the first year we estimate somewhere around 1,000. At the end of third year we estimate 1,800. So it's not a rapid growth. So we're planning to promote every year and to let people start growing and try selling products.
Thank you.
Hi. So I have a question regarding how the vegetables and your produce will actually reach your customers. I wasn't quite sure from your presentation. Could you tell us more about it?
Sure. As we've shown, we want to emphasize also this recreation of sense of community through the exchange of vegetables and fruits. Vegetables and fruits will be exchanged outside of the platform. What does this mean? That I'm a buyer, I find a seller, I can contact the seller within Bimini, but the exchange will happen in person, because what we saw is how this kind of in-presence, so face-to-face exchanges, are the actual engine that boosts the relationship. Also, this was one of the interviews that we took, and we saw this fascinating aspect, especially in smaller communities. And this is why we want to emphasize in-presence exchange, but also keep every community local. Because this way, we are exploiting at the most the power of exchanging food.
and let us know how you can, let's say, show in a result of waste reduction when you are going ahead in the business. So is there any plan to show that you show whether, for example, the GHG reduction from waste reduction? So do you have any metrics to show so that you can also give them more data on sustainability?
This is why we created our partnership with Comune di Padova that gave us some data, but they are from last year. So we are planning to work along with them in order to keep track of these data and understand how much the problem and the issue of reduction of food waste and general recycling issue is going through the years.
Okay, thank you.
If I might add, we actually integrated it in our annual report. Yeah, you can see the KPI is going to be, of course, the kilograms, or they're going to be also life cycle assessment, which is going to be provided with the Padova that has specific metrics.
Okay, thank you.
And we provided also the QR code for the website. You can scan on your phone and it's also so you can browse it and see what we did.
Two little questions. The first one, what is your marketing project dealing with this idea? What do you have in mind?
So what we've organized, and it's already been said in the financial, is basically online and offline marketing.
I'm sorry, but the time has expired.
That's it.